Galkino. It's been my home for almost 2 years now on DayZ. In this video, I'm just going to go around the base basically and show what I've built this time. My voice probably sounds fucked up. I had a headset that I could record with. It just doesn't want to work, so I'm stuck here using some pretty terrible headphones. But anyway, yeah, I'm just going to go around it, basically explain what's around Galkino, why it's a good place to live, why I would even stay here for 2 years, some of the lore of it, some of the lore for COVID, stuff like that. Good stuff. I have a bear trap right here, and then the way that the barbed wire is set up, you can't actually get to that lock without cutting yourself. And then in here is the first layer. I have some general storage on top of the truck over there. I really hate that truck because it ruined my first base. It just spawned in the middle of a wall. It was not a fun time. I keep that storage there so I don't have to go through 4 locks every single time I get some stuff, or if I just want to stop by Galkino quick and not actually go into the vault. But yeah, this is the first layer of the inner shell. This is what I built last. There was another, just those towers right there to the right. Jumping around these top towers is probably the most laggy thing in this base. I'm not sure why it is so aggressively buggy when I do it. I think it's maybe because of the trees and stuff, like maybe closer to the movement. I don't really know. Everything else in the base doesn't seem to be too laggy though. Like I can move around pretty decent. Flag is in there in a whole different other cutoff section that can't be accessed. I obviously can access it here if I dismantle the wall, but you can't get to that area. And then in here is that there's a small back area that I will show a little bit more when I go into the flag area. And then I'll go down into the vault here. Now this is my nice little vault. I love it very dearly. This was the first place I lived in really on COVID, was this garage. Someone else had gifted me the base and I have never looked back. I love it very much. Definitely never gonna move out of this place, ever. It's an extremely cozy place. I find it extremely relaxing. Just like it's a safe place to live at. In the past, I've had issues only because we made it such a big outpost and stuff like that. But after this wipe, it's been really nice. I never have anyone mean or negative really come out here. There's a decent amount of visitors. There's a water fountain out in the middle of town, and it does attract some people, but not a crazy amount of people. And it's always the locals and stuff too. It's no one I necessarily dislike. Now, this is what I call the flag alt. I just keep this poor man trapped in here, giggling, so he can just raise my flag forever. Yeah, that's where I was just in. You cannot get in that area from this area whatsoever. I'll show you when I go up on here in the back of the building. And it's still cozy in here too. Like, I don't know, I still feel safe even though it's kind of open. But yeah, the way that it's all set up, there is no way to actually jump over. That is my beautiful cannibal flag. I don't know why the video glitches like it does, but we're just gonna rock with it. This is the back area. I guess you could hop over this, but you still can't get into anything because the way the watchtowers are set up, you'd still be screwed. It's still stuck. You could fuck up the flag, I guess, in theory, but I don't really care about that. Do my flag up all you want. But yep, this is my little base, my vault. I love it very dearly. I'm gonna go on about the areas that are around Galkino and just like the advantages of it and whatnot. There's a lot of good reasons to live out here. There's a water fountain right down by my base. It's right, like, I don't know, 50 feet away. Extremely useful. I'm never dehydrated. The town has 4 of these porta potties, so there's a constant stream of nails and just general, like the good stuff that spawns in there. Sharpening stones. I get a lot of rubber slugs, which I like to use on my friends, you know, good stuff like that. There's a lot of wood all around the town. If you want to build or anything, you don't have to travel, or you really don't even need a car or anything. You could just simply get the wood, walk it back over to your base. There's a rock. There's multiple rocks around the pond, and those rocks, man, those have helped a lot. I would be traveling all around crazy trying to find stuff if I didn't have those rocks. And then, of course, there's the pond that you can fish at. Absolutely love this pond. The hunting is extremely good in the area. Mostly the big deer. There are some bears. The wolves love to aggressively spawn, but again, they're free food to the right person. The land behind Galkino and all around Galkino in the woods is completely flat. You could build whatever you want out here, and the view is beautiful. Always, always beautiful. The sunset looks insane on it. But you can put tents up here, you can put watchtowers, monstrous bases, and it will all fit and work. You just have to work around the trees and whatnot and deal with that type of frustration. Next to Galkino, we have Boga, which spawns extremely good tools. In my experiences, it loves to spawn hordes of tools. And then right above that, we have Corona, which has some really, really beautiful views. It spawns hunting gear, hunting clothes, and weapons, and other good stuff like that. And then out on the western edge of the map, we have Tricresta, which has 5 military tents that all spawn tier 4 grade loot. It's really good having this out here near me so I don't have to constantly go to Tissy for my tier 4 stuff and not have to make that long travel. There's also a gas station too, but it's kind of inconvenient to drive here, but it's still pretty cool. And then below Galkino to the south is the industrial zone. And this spawns plank spawns, it has zombies with nails, it has everything you would need to build basically. I'll come down here and find a handful of saws at once and just get as many planks as I can. It's a really, really convenient area. Also, again, very beautiful area. Then we have the Mishkino military tents just a little south of the industrial zone. And this has a handful of tier level 3 military loot. A very, very convenient thing to have. It's all right down here next to each other, and again, 10 minutes away from Galkino. Another 5 minutes south, and you find yourself at Metallurg, probably the biggest hunting area I think on the map. And below that is the Lake Platina Tashina. This is Platina, and the dam, which I don't think I need to keep explaining this. This area is just breathtaking for DayZ and Chernarus. I absolutely would die for it. If you got this far, thank you for watching this video. It means a lot to me, this area, and just basically explaining this and getting to even make this content for anyone to watch. I plan on making another longer video about the lore on this area, how we came to a point to where we built all the way around this town, which I'm going to put a photo in the beginning of this video now that I'm done with it. And it'll be some really good stuff for all of my friends that live out here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Stay safe.